And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at the newest Dicemasters expansion, which is the Defenders Team Pack. Now, the Defenders Team Pack is not collectible. It is basically just going to be eight different characters, 24 cards, so 3 characters for each, and 2 dice for each. So if you want 4 dice for each, you have to buy 2 packs, which means you'll have 24 cards you don't need. But if you don't care, if you only want 2 dice per character, you don't need 4 dice per character, then you save money by getting it. I would prefer, I think, if they just sold 4 dice with each. Why not get everything? But whatever. Anyway, the Defenders. Of course, the Defenders are super popular because of their Netflix series going on right now. I'll tell you one thing, though. Daredevil's not in this set. Well, he is on the Luke Cage card. Let me see if I can find that card for you. There it is. Okay? He's having lunch with Luke Cage. So that's the most Daredevil shows up in the set. Daredevil already is in the Dicemasters universe, but I just thought that was weird that like the first Defender's not in this set. But they do tend to do that a lot. So forget about that, though. Are these 8 characters good? Are they worth getting? Let's take a look. So they put 2 dice for each character in this set, and you'll notice that some of the dice look very similar. They're colored with just the things in the background. Not a huge fan of these white dice, maybe, or, well, they're not bad, I guess. This die is the nicest looking one here. Of all the dice, the Loki die, I think, comes, just looks good. It's a good color combo. But we're not here really to look at the dice. We're here to look at the cards. So a lot of the cards, this is a very basic set, right? A lot of the cards are very easy to figure out. There's some specific ones here. So here we have Clea, who she can't be damaged if she's with Doctor Strange. So you would need both of them, but if you do, that's pretty powerful, where she can't be hurt as long as Doctor Strange is active. Here, Luke Cage gives benefits to the other Defender characters. These are the only cards that are like that, but if you want to make some Defenders. Jessica Jones can't be hurt by opposing global or character abilities, which is pretty neat. Here she's +1 attack and defense when someone else is targeted by a global ability. Iron Fist here. If you have a stealth die in your reserve pool, he gets +2 attack. Doctor Strange. When people you control are damaged, you can take an action die from your used area to the prep area, which is very handy. Here's some more Cleas where you can do damage whenever they field a certain kind of die. Or here, you can declare a target character blocked without assigning it to a blocker, which is pretty neat. I like that one a lot. In fact, you'll notice that normally I do a top 10 of my favorite cards, but here there's just so many I liked. I'm just going to talk about all of the cards, actually. Loki takes control of a character lower level than he. I'm always a big fan of taking controls of another character that's entertaining. Jessica Jones. When she does combat damage and is not KO'd, you get to draw a die and add it to your prep area. That's great. It means your opponent has to block her. Now, she is easy to take out, but she's very strong. If you haven't fielded any character, he's +3 attack. It's pretty good for 5. He does a damage to all opposing sidekicks. Hulk here. Whenever one of your character dice is KO'd, do a damage to your opponent. I love that one. Of course, it's 7, so it is expensive. Here, you can make 2 people block him if you pay a shield die. Here, you can hit 2 people. I really like that one. Hellcat is probably my new favorite character in this set for a couple reasons. First, she's pretty cheap, but her abilities are cool. Here, your opponent has to pay 1 more to buy basic action dice. That's great. And here, you can just, when she's fielded, you just say, okay, you can't buy that die next turn. So if you were thinking they were about to, it's just kind of a little bit of a pain in their neck. Or here you can target another character, and when that character shows up, they take 2 damage, which can be really useful if they're feeling Black Widow or something. Doctor Strange has some pretty powerful things with action dice, kind of like his spells. So here, when you buy, he can put it right into his bag. And here, when he uses an action die, you can do it twice. Really like that one. Of course, again, it's another expensive one, but his stats are amazing too. An 8-9, that's crazy powerful. Loki. When Loki's blocked, all the dice by them lose their character abilities, so that's handy, especially for only 5. And here, dice of an energy type costs 1 more to purchase and field, so you can build your set around not a specific energy type. Hope your opponent plays it and then nail him with it. And then Luke Cage, this is kind of an interesting one. It's like when Luke Cage is blocked. So let's say he's blocked, you re-roll the die, and then if it works, he has Overcrush, which could be good or bad depending on what you roll. Otherwise, you move it to the field zone at level 1. I don't know how much I like this one. It's a really weird one. It could be great if you roll the 6-6, but if you roll the 2-5 or the 3-6, Overcrush isn't going to really mean anything unless he was blocked by a sidekick. And even then, it's not that fantastic. And there's a chance that he's out of the battle completely. I don't know. It's okay. It's an interesting ability for sure. So there you have it. Good set, really it is. These are a lot of cards that are really simple and easy to put in your sets. There's not a lot of cheap characters. Hellcat's pretty much the only really cheap one. There's a couple 5s and 4s, but there's a lot of 6s and 7s in here. Making a Defenders team is going to be pretty expensive. But some of these characters will fit in with the other stuff. I personally like Doctor Strange a lot. I think this is the 3rd version of the Hulk who's shown up. And this one here is a Defenders Hulk, but really looks like World War Hulk. I'm not sure why he's on a Defenders team, because when that was going on, anyhow, just it seems like the artwork doesn't correlate with the other ones. But I've always liked Hulk. He's big characters, and big characters are great in Dice Masters if you ever get them to the table. But having this roster and rounded out a couple cool 5 characters, Hellcat, and then some big nasty characters, Doctor Strange or Hulk, and they feel a little bit different than what we've seen before, but at the same time very basic. And they're not so insular. Like there's a couple, like I showed you, Luke Cage helping the other Defenders out. But the rest of that, these guys can be scattered amongst all the teams that you make. So good solid set. I hope we can continue to see more of this from Dice Masters, and that is the Defenders. Dice Tower Judgment approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.